Irish Entertainment has been doing 10K chests, or collection chests as they like to call them, since 2017 now, so there's quite a few years of them stacked up. We're going to be going over the Talk Like a Pirate Day ones specifically. This is kind of spurred upon the terrible Talk Like a Pirate Day we just had. That's not just a chest, there are good things in the chest. Of course, most chests you don't really buy because, you only like a few items in them, whatever, but yeah, with the terrible Talk Like a Pirate Day we just had, I thought I would go through and rate every single Talk Like a Pirate Day related 10K chest. So let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to be using an extension that makes it easier to preview items on the wiki. If you want to know how to install that extension into your browser, I made a video about that back in December of 2023. It's still the same. I actually had to go and install it on my browser because I didn't have it on Firefox here. But yeah, so video still works. Exact same, works on Chrome, Firefox, anything like that. So this video will be linked down in the description if you want to check that out, how to install that extension. I'm also using a dark mode for the wiki just for your eyeballs, my eyeballs for this video. I use an extension called Dark Reader for that. It's on Firefox and Chrome. Oh yeah, and hit the like button while you're watching this and subscribe. Okay, we're going to be ranking these in order of release. So starting off with the 2017 one. The description for this is unlock all 120 plus Dragonborn Naval Commander items. Yeah, this is definitely one of the worst 10K chests, period, out of any 10K chest that ever existed, ever. And it's also the first one ever. Out of any of the collection chests that ever put in this game, this one was the very first. The chest comes with a total of 12 different naval commanders. Different is definitely a word for it, but they're all the same, just recolors. So it's just the Dragonborn Naval, Fusorda. Just this one's the only one that is kind of different. If you look at it, if you look very closely at it, it is changing colors. So cool. Other than that, you just get recolors with like slight feature changes to adjust the recolors. Like you see the eyes are different on this one. The eyes are chaos eyes, and yeah, they do slight little things, but other than that, this one has little flowers on it. So it's really not that great of a chest. There's a bunch of blades in it as well. I'm not going to go through and look at every item here. Probably just highlight ones that I think are cool. But yeah, so tricorns, it's just tricorns. It's so boring and bad. It's actually kind of funny how bad this chest is. And you know what's even funnier? I own this chest. So if this came out today, this is definitely a product of its time. If this came out today, oh boy, people would not be, I would not be happy. This would not fly at all. But they're lucky it was their first 10K chest and it came out 2017. As this chest came out, none of these items originally had boosts on them. All these items got boosts afterwards. It doesn't say here that it has a boost on it for some reason, but every item in this chest has a damage boost on it because people were complaining. Even back then, it didn't really fly. People were complaining. What they also did, I can show this in game, was they added house items for each of the chests. So you can get them all as house items. If you come to Pirates, if you own the chest, this box won't be here on the Pirates map if you don't actually own the chest. You have a little quest here, and this will give you house item variants of all the different designs, all the recolors, but for the boxes. So you can even get the one that I have here, which changes colors, which is really cool. I really wish they would do this for all the 10,000 AC chests, considering they cost 10,000 ACs, and you already have the art. You could just make it into a house item. It's not that hard. I don't know why they don't do it for every single 10K chest they sell. I might actually be swayed to buy more of them. I'm not even joking. If they sold them as house items, some of them look so cool that you might actually want them as a house item, and that might be an added value. But they don't do that anymore. Or I think they might have done that for one or two other 10K chests. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I wish they'd do it for every single one. And I wish they'd retroactively go back and do it for all of them because there isn't really that many 10K chests. I went through the whole list to get the ones for Talk of Pirate Day for this video, and it's not a whole lot. Anyway, to give this chest a rating, definitely a D tier, easily. It's so this is the baseline for just being awful. It's one armor and like one helmet and one sword duplicated into 12 different sets, and that's supposed to add some value, and it really doesn't. So yeah, you're basically just paying for one armor that should have been color custom and isn't. It's really terrible. Although I will give it props, the actual art for the chest, very good. Okay, next up we have the 2018 one. I actually don't remember what's in this, so it's going to be kind of a surprise. Hopefully they learned, and a year later, hopefully it got quite a bit better than the first one. It can't be worse. Okay, this one only has 9 armors. I say only. I mean, if they're all good armors, that's not a bad number. But that usually isn't the case with 10K chests, as we know. So let's go through these. So we have the Arachnid one. Pretty cool. Kurlong made this. I actually remember the original concept for it looked a bit cooler, but hey, I think he lost the file for that one. The Ghost one. This one's not too bad, actually. And then you got another one of that, so it's 2. I actually, what's the difference? Let me know in the comments what the difference. I can't see it. Gilded, this one's okay. I think there are better looking gold navels in the game that already existed. A different version of that as well. Wow, they're really stretching. Guncraft naval. This would be cooler if it had less guns on it. But that's the joke. It's a joke. I get the joke, but yeah. And then you got the Sea King pirate, shipwreck, and vampire naval, which you might recognize this if you checked out the chest this year, because they quite literally took this and made it into, instead of a naval commander, a pirate, like a pirate cat, like this armor, this style. So that's really lame that they did that this year, but this was the original. So really not impressed by the armor selection in his chest. As far as the weapons go, it's not looking that much better. Yeah, this is really not great. I'm not seeing anything really stand out. It's all just default pirate junk. So there we go. Just, default cutlasses and, oh, this one's cool. I like that mask is different. I like that. The cobwebs in the hat are nice. So that's a good hat. So, of course, every chest is going to have a few good things in it because you can't put this many items you can't sell this many things and not have a couple hits, Just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks type deal there. So it's really not looking too hot for any of these helmets other than maybe that one. If you want look kind of an emo pirate look, but these ones would be okay at the bottom here. You can't see it on the screen, but yeah, so emo pirate. Yeah, I can't see what the extension I'm using, but because of the screen capture, but yeah, looking all right. I do like that they're continuing the joke of way too many guns with the parrot as well, the pirate parrot. So yeah, lots mediocre stuff in this chest. I will say though, you gotta admit this is a slight step up from the one before, and this is great. I love Faro pets. I love their animations. They're always great. So yeah, the Faro pet, honestly, one of the better things in the whole chest. Okay, this one is going to go in C tier. I don't think it belongs in the D tier. I think if there were more chests, it would be in the D tier, to be honest. It's really not that hot, but as far as like the limited amount of chests we have today, there's not too many. So yeah, it's slightly above the very bottom of the list there. 1 year down the road, we're now in 2019. This one's a little bit brighter, so let's hope the items are just as bright. This one has 13 armors, which is the most a Talk Like Pirate Day chest has ever had up to this point in 2019. So let's hope they're quality. So we have the 13th Naval Commander. The female version of this, not too bad actually. Not the biggest fan of the colors with the dark red, and I think the shoulder with the weird thing on it is not the best. And there's 12 different belts on it, so yeah, you can nitpick this to hell. Yeah, but it's not too bad. And then you also have the captain armor version of it as well, which also looks pretty decent on the female side at least. Abyssal Flame. This one's pretty clean. It matches the actual chest art too, which is nice. I do like the thematic, it being thematic with the actual chest art. That's really nice. This one, usually a big fan of Kotaro stuff, and I think Kotaro did this. Not my favorite art from Kotaro, if I gotta say. But the faces do look cool. Different. Crimson Captain, also not the biggest fan of that one. Crew member as well, same opinion. This is actually a cool one. I love the gray and red contrast, very nice. The male face looks kind of weird though, so I'll say that, but the female one's fine. So, Dread Captain, yeah, it's not feeling that. Just color custom version of the other one. Kitsune, this is cool. There's also a black one. a black version of this armor. All the white is this isn't color custom other than the pink that you're seeing here. There's a black one that's you know, the artist only version of it that you had the person that commissioned that armor got a black version, which is really cool. Happy for them. Anyway, and yeah, so after looking at all the armors, we can already tell this is gonna be the highest rated one. I think most people would agree. This is way better than the other 2 years before it. Whew, look at that. That looks great. And yeah, so that looks really good, that sword. Very, very good. As we go down here, you got some cool Elysian ones as well. So you got a katana to match with the Kitsune navel, and the yellow on that being color custom, the cool fade above it. So actually some good standout items and stuff you'll see players still using. The first 2 chests that we looked at, you really don't see people using stuff in that often, but you will see people using stuff on this chest more often, so definitely quite a bit better. Lots of good stuff in here. Let's move on to the helmets for this one. So you got some tricorns, the mask, so they're changing up a bit, they're trying. You can tell they're definitely trying. You got top hat, which is different from the normal tricorns we saw in the past 2 ones, which is also good to see. Got that, it's nice. So yeah, a lot of variations. These are still just the furrow ones too, so furrow really put in work on this one. Okay, that bandana looks awful, but all right, moving on from that. Yeah, so I'm a big Kotaro fan, but this is definitely not his best work. I don't know what he was thinking with that. I don't know. I do not. I can't. So this flame skull looks really cool too, and it looks so good with the armor. It's actually one of the better navels of all time. With that one, yeah, look at that hat. I love the glow. Looks very sick. So yeah, quite a few. I don't really need to go through and highlight everything, but you get a gist of this chest is about. I think we'd be here all day if I looked at every item in here. It's the Kitsune mask, it morphs like that. Hairstyle's pretty good on this one. So pirate caster, cool hats, side mask. You see people wearing this quite a bit around the time. Although people would color it to skin color so they didn't have the face paint on their face. I thought that was pretty common, so people probably didn't like the face paint on that one that much there, but yeah, still a good helmet. Probably should have done a version without. Yeah, you see that looks deadly. That's sick. So yeah, really cool. These pyro ones are nice as well. Yeah, so really good helmet selection to go along with the armors. A lot of capes too. I don't know if these are any good, but there's quite a few of them. I know you can't see the ones at the bottom, sorry, but not much I can do about that. Kind of go off my screen too. But yeah, so Kitsune tails. I'm gonna say usually capes aren't the best selection. When you talk about Pirate Day chests, they're usually kind of bad. It's all just like swords on your back and parrots and all that junk. But there's a little bit different things here with the runes. But yeah, still not the best cape selection there. Couple different pets. Nothing too crazy, but you know, they're there. So yeah, this chest definitely way better than the others. Feels weird to do this, but I'm going to put in the B tier. We're just climbing a ladder, it seems. They're not all gonna keep going up, I imagine, but that's from my perspective, that seems to be how they're going. But we still have a few more to go through. So now we've reached 2020. So 4 years from present here with the Pirate Collection. This one with the theme, the Chaos theme. So let's see if there's anything good in this one. Okay, this one has 14 different armors, which I think is one more than the last one. I think the last one was 13, right? So this is the most they've ever had. They're one-upping themselves every year. So let's see if this one's actually got some good armors. So the Chaotic, I'm not feeling that at all. This one, it's okay. That's okay. Classy, no. Chrysalis, pretty decent actually. I kind of wish the gold was color custom on this, but hey. Voyager, not too bad as well. This one, no. Elegant, also not really feeling it. Feels like it's like almost there, but not really. Uh, Grim's okay. But yeah, this version of the Grim one, the with the flesh, you know, without the bones, pretty solid actually. That's actually a really good naval. Shadow Scythe, this one's okay for as far. I'm not the biggest fan of the Pirate Captain's style, but pretty good as far as those go. Swordhaven variant's not too bad either, and then Toxic Naval. So I'm gonna be real, like I not the biggest fan of the selection here. It's not a great selection of armors in this one. As far as the weapons go, these look pretty cool for chaos items so far. If you like that style, yo, that's actually pretty sick. I don't even remember this being in the game. I've never. If there's a dual wield version of this, I'm actually gonna pull it. I probably bought this chest. I'm actually gonna go pull it out and put it in my inventory because I need more things in my inventory in Adventure Quest Worlds because I have tons of inventory space. So I definitely need more things out of my bank and in my inventory. Hey, look at that, a cool. Oh, so the dual wield is with the sheath. Kotaro, why? He gave us a sheath dual wield for that. That's sad. That is sad. That's sad times. Cool revolvers. So yeah, that's actually a slick revolver. Wow. Okay. So if you like revolvers, you know, big ups for this chest. The weapon selection probably the best we've seen as well. I'm gonna say that that's a cool cane as well. It's actually matched with a lot of the chrysalis stuff in the game. This cane. So another cane. That's pretty cool. Good weapon selection. I'll say I actually like the weapon selection more than the armor selection in this one. As far as hats go, it's gonna be a long video, but that's probably why you tuned in. Just chilling, chatting about our items, I'd imagine. Let me know what your favorite 10k chest is down in the comments. Out of all of these Talk About Pirate Day ones, which year did you like the most? I'd actually like to read that. See what you guys like. If I could do a poll in the comment section, I probably would, but I don't think you do. They should let you do that on YouTube, eh? Why can't you do like a community post, but in the comment section? These are cool hats, and like this Morphous. That's from an anime, right? What anime is that from? Like a My Hero Academia or something? I don't even know, but that's from one of those ones that came out recently or in the past like 10 years. Look at the hoods. Yeah, so pretty decent little selection, I'll say. I'm liking these toxic ones. I say it's a kind of a balanced 10k chest. Like the armors aren't all hits, but there's a few good ones mixed in. The weapons are pretty decent as well. Helmets, there's definitely some good ones mixed in with the helmets. You got a glow mech. Those look pretty cool. So this seems like a pretty balanced chest. I'm gonna say, like, I don't know if it'd be worth the full 10k, but I could definitely see buying quite a few items out of this one for sure. And then you got a few bank pets in here. That blade's cool. So yeah, I really think it's a missed opportunity that Chrysalis blade didn't get a dual wield of like 2 blades. That would be a solid thing because I think the purple and the Chrysalis one's color custom. So yeah, that would be really solid if that was the case. So this chest, pretty decent. Okay, we're going to throw 2020 in the A tier. I do think it's better than all the other ones. I do think it is like a level up better as far as these go so far. You might disagree with me so far, but I do think the stack. I don't. Maybe the next one will be S tier. That would be funny if it was. Okay, moving on to 2021. It's taking me about 5 minutes per chest. This is the first year they actually released, the first and only year I'll mention, that they released two 10k chests in the same year. Let's see if that hurts the quality of the actual rare chest, because they also released a seasonal chest that people get duped into buying. Someone actually commented that they accidentally bought this one instead of the other one, thinking it was the other one. I don't know. That probably doesn't happen to a lot of people, but you could probably get a refund if that did happen to you if you just contact staff and told me your situation. But anyway, the seasonal, which should be a house item, by the way, this one, and the rare. So we'll go through the rare one first. So the 2021 chest has a whopping 19 armors in it, which is quite a bit more than any of the other ones before it. So big numbers. They also released the season one in the same year at the same time, by the way. So what were they doing? What? I don't know, but let's go through this one. What also another thing that sparked this video, because I need to make this video longer by yapping more, was someone in my comment section when I was going through and we were talking about how bad the current 10K chest was for Talk About Pirate Day. Said that the 2021 one was the worst one or something. Like they said that something about, like, I forget the exact comment, but they said that 2021 Talk About Pirate Day chest was terrible. And keep in mind that is this chest. They said it was terrible in my comment section. I think they were trolling, and you'll realize why I think they were trolling in a second here when we go through these armors. So, start off, we have this naval, very solid. We have the Bonebreaker naval, another solid one, which is based off a member-only, like, kind of DLC thing they did back in the day, which is cool nostalgia too with the theming there. If Captain Korey, which is a Hololive talent, you might notice, there. Very nice. It's also just a nice armor, even without that context. You got the claw suit, which probably should have been released in the the Frostfell chest. Those are usually lacking and need more items, and they probably should have held that off, to be honest. But hey, they put it in this one. This one, which is probably the thickest naval you could get on the male side. That's, says something. The female one looks all right as well there. Duality deckhand. Very nice. And then you get the reverse version of that as well, which also, I may mention, looks very nice. I have this in my inventory right now. That's how much I like this armor. You got the Fallen Naval. Another naval I have in my inventory because it's that good. Glacial Naval. Pretty decent. If you're looking for a blue one, it's not the best, but hey. And then you got the gender swap variants. Queen Mary's Avenger, named after the real ship, I'd imagine there, which is cool. And then also a very cool looking naval. Like, that's actually one of the better looking ones, period, out of like every naval ever. The Vindicator Vey naval, very cool, based on the class art. This one, just another blue naval. If you want a simple blue base scheme naval, there you go. Skyguard, very decent. Yeah, that looks very decent. Soul Weaver. I'm not the biggest Soul Weaver fan, but it's okay. I don't know. Soul Weaver Prime, it's a bit better than the other one. And then an armored up version of the other Vindicator. This very much is, in my opinion, the best 10K chest they've ever released. That's like, we don't have to go through the other items in here. I really don't think we do. Like, there are other items in here, and they're very good as well. This is by far the best Talk Like Pirate Day naval related 10K chest they've ever put out. It's very good. They went insanely hard on this for no good reason, and they put out 2 10K chests in the same year as they released this one. I don't know why they did that. The artists were working overtime insane. Look how cool this helmet looks. The actual crack team of artists that were working on the game this time, and it's kind of sad to see the current state of AQ Worlds when a few short years in the past we had this. So it's kind of a sad state we're in right now, but you can go item and donate this one if you have an IODA. You probably wouldn't regret it. Yeah, that's pretty sick, actually. It's like a cool hairstyle. So yeah, lots of good stuff in here. Just quickly go through some of the weapons before we move on, but yeah, the weapons are really cool in here too. So yeah, just everything about this chest is very good. Yo, look, Vindicator. Ooh, that is looking good. You forget some of these items exist in the game sometimes, right? Oh, they got some reverse daggers. I like those. Okay, so yeah, lots of good stuff in here. As far as back items go, I don't know if it's anything that crazy. A bag full of bones. So Oh yeah, this like oh yeah, the Queen. I remember that Queen Mary gun was really sick. This little ghost guy, that's pretty sick. Oh yeah, just okay. Yeah, I don't need to glaze this chest anymore. You get the gist, right? Very good, very good. Oh yeah, and to put the cherry on the top, I forgot. If you bought the 2021, I think if you IODA it too, by the way, if you bought it, you got the seasonal one for free. So not only for 10,000 ACEs did you get this chest with these items, you also, I feel like I'm an infomercial right now or something, but you also got the season one that we're going to go over next, which isn't as good as this one, of course, but you got another one too, which is crazy. The amount of, like, they'll never top this. This will go down in history, in AQ World's history, as one of the best 10K chests ever, just period. I don't think I even need to give it, speak any words here. It's S tier and definitely the top of S. I don't think anything's going to pass this. Yeah, nothing's passing it. Okay, the next one that technically released is the seasonal one, released at the same time. So let's go through this one quickly. This video is already probably 2 hours long. So this one includes a whole 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 17 armors, which is more than any of the Chocolate Pirate Day chests from the previous years. And it's almost as many as the other chests that released in the same year. Which, how did they release so much? How they have so much art to release in a single? So this one is all based on the 13 Lords of Chaos. So as you can tell, there, it's not really that cool, any of these, but it's all like stuff we've seen. Like these are all themes that have been beaten to death in AQ Worlds. But hey, it's a little bonus on top of the other chest. By itself, I don't think it's anything that special. There are some cool ones. Like I do think like the Sword Haven one, that's pretty cool. Like some of these are pretty cool. And like the duality ones, that looks pretty neat as well. But you know, it's more just like story themed stuff, so it's not really too exciting and or interesting or new. But it's cool nonetheless. And I can't believe this I released the same year as the 2021 chest. It just doesn't make any sense. Kind of hurts my brain thinking about how much stuff was released for Stock Up Pirate Day. And they did normal releases too, along with these items. Like they released a whole set of events and farms and stuff at the same time. So they were cooking very hard. And I'm sure a lot of people bought the 10K chest that year too. So some cool stuff in this nonetheless though. So yeah, let's throw this up on the board though. It's not gonna have anything too crazy. It's just a bunch of colorlesses and kind of get the gist there. But yeah, let's throw this up on the board. This one I'm going to put in low B. I don't think it's that bad of a chest. I think some cool items in it, but overall it's like, it's kind of, it's definitely like lower middle range of it. I was thinking about C, but I think it's a little better than C. Okay, moving on to 2022, where the fall off begins, of course, because you know, we're peaking in 2021 and it's all downhill from there. So let's start the downhill descent. Okay, the 2022 chest has 23, one more than it should, armors. So this one, okay, let's see. This wasn't too long ago. It was only 2 years ago. I don't really remember what was in here though. But looking through, I think it debris. Some of these were contest winners, which was kind of cool. So yeah, this one was a contest winner. They actually held a contest, a naval contest. Which was really cool. They should do another one, to be honest. And there were some good ones that didn't win that probably should. Anyway, so they held a contest and then they picked some of the winners, and those winners got put in the contest was in 2021 and they got put in the next year, which was 2022. So really cool. So this is one of the contest winners. Really cool naval, the little dragon on him and everything like that. So we have duality again in here. Why is that in here again? I don't know why it's in there twice. Didn't we see this in a different one? I forget the context behind this. Why that's in 2 different 10K chests, but hey, I try and remember, but maybe someone in the comments knows. That's pretty cool. I like that the male one has like 5 o'clock shadow on them. That's really cool. That's a cool navel. This one looks a lot like the same color scheme as the Kotaro one from the past there. So a lot of navels in here. Quite a few of them are not really my taste, I'll say. There's a lot of samey looking ones in this same chest. I don't know how they pull that off. How they put... Wait, Vindicator's in here then again as well. Oh, yeah, I think that they put some of the contest winners like in both of the chests because I don't know what happened, but I think there's a reason they did that though. Anyway, though, this one, not so good as far, like there are definitely some really good ones in here, I will say. And these Abyssal helmets are really cool too. As an Abyssal Angel fan, it was really cool to see. Too bad Abyssal Angel sucks. Anyway, though, this is a pretty decent chest. It's not bad, I'd say. This is probably going to go into the A tier. I think it's probably around there. Going through this, like, it's not too terrible. A lot of choice between different navels if you pick this up, but a lot of them are kind of samey looking, so that's kind of cool. That mask look to it. That's really nice. I always like the Sulfuric stuff in the game. Sulfuric faction is probably my favorite faction design language out of any faction. Chrysalis is pretty good most of the time too, to be honest. But I think Sulfuric, like Sulfuric has such a clean look to it. So good. Too bad the artist behind that faction doesn't work on the game anymore. But hey, it's good times while it lasted, and they didn't work on the game when this was being made either. But people still make Sulfuric stuff. Kind of like how a bunch of artists made Darken stuff after the Darken Saga, which is understandable. So yeah, this one, not too bad. These are cool weapons. But yeah, we get the gist of this, I guess. So let's go into the ratings for this one. All right, this is going into 8 here. I think I already forgot what was in this one, but I think it's going to go lower than the other one. Although I'm not, yeah, I think it's lower than the other one. But yeah, pretty close, so. Yeah, pretty decent one. Not too bad. Okay, we are up to 2023 already. So this was last year's 10K chest. I honestly don't remember what was in last year's Talk About Pirate Day chest. So let's see. 21 items in the chest. All right, so or armors, I should say. So 21 different sets of items. Let's see what we got here. So first one, the Artillery Pirate. This one, not too bad. Buccaneer, not a fan of that. It looks, the shape of it looks a little off, big time. I think they should give another go to the Australian one. I don't think that one was executed too well. Same feeling here. Looks a little off. Baleen one, not digging that at all. Although I'm gonna say the same thing for the Australian one. They should give it another shot at that. I think that's like a theme that could work, but I don't really like the execution on that. This one, I feel like this seemed after an One Piece, right? Not really feeling that though, as not really knowing too much about One Piece. That's not great. No. Oh. The Galanoth one's not too bad. That's all right. The Graveland one, that's okay as well. I think I remember from last year. These are not the correct colors. I don't know why you would make a Graveland naval commander and not match Graveland's actual colors, the Shadow Scythe colors, with like it seems like a very simple thing, but it's not. So there's actually a lot of different versions of Graveland. You can actually see them all right here. Like there's so many, but this one's probably the most iconic for AQ Worlds, I'd imagine. You can see that like there's more armored up versions, and there's tons of different versions, and some of them do actually have slightly different colors to them. Like that one's like black and white. So, but yeah, I think when you're mainly theming off this, you can see there's like kind of a brighter red, a darker red, and then so it's like it uses about 3 or 4 different shades of the same red there, and that really doesn't match up well at all. Yeah, it's very disappointing. Anyway, though, back to the chest. Grimblight, not feeling that at all. J6, this one's kind of cool. I don't know why J6 has a massive dagger in his belt though. Gonna be honest, kind of ruins it. But hey, another one with a better color scheme and without the dagger, at least on the female one. So that's cool. Paladin, that one's all right. This one's decent looking. It's trying something, at least, unlike all the other ones. Vengeful, and then Withering. So, yeah. So, big selection of navals in here. Not that much. Not that much to call home about. Like, it's really, really missing a lot of marks, in my opinion. Like, they're going for cool themes, like Austravian, Baleen. There's even a Legion themed one in here, but they're really, really missing, like missing hard. This was a very disappointing chest from last year, I remember. And the disappointment does not stop because there's still another year. We have the current year, and of course, I'm going to include that. This helmet is cool. The J6 helmet is sick. That's actually really cool. The J6 naval is probably the best. These berets are cool too. There were cool items included with this, of course. Every 10K chest has cool ones, no matter what. Look at the color. It's so weird. But yeah, so definitely some nice items in here, but I don't think it drops it down low on the list. Like, it's definitely not D tier, but yeah, it's pretty grim. I said it's pretty grim, and it's called the roll credits. All right. So this one I'm actually going to put in the top of C tier. I'm actually kind of conflated between these two because this one's actually like not that great either. My expectations for this one are a lot lower because it's like a add-on chest and not like a full like it's included with this one, right? So like my expectations are a lot lower for this by default. Like seeing the large number of armors in here and seeing them all being pretty like not great is, I feel like it's more of a disappointment than if it had less armors that weren't as good. Like I feel like it's yeah, anyway, that's my thought process behind that. Like I just feel like seeing the amount of like effort that went into it without a lot of like I don't know, without a lot of payoff is, yeah, it's kind of disappointing really. That one was pretty bad. And speaking of, you know, disappointing, we're here at the current year. This one just came out. Let's quickly go through it. I already made a video recently going through it, but we'll very quickly go through this one and I'll get my 2 cents on it to end off and cap off this video. This one has 20 different armors, which is a lot for a chest, but less than any chest since 2021. So take that for what you will. Now, we have the Battle Ready, which is probably the best one in the whole chest. Let's be real. The mole is carrying as well on this one. Otherwise, it's just basically a black naval, which you really cannot mess it up. Like, I feel like they put this one in here just because they need something they couldn't mess up on. Then you got the Blood Isles, which is just a more conservative version of the other one. Don't even know why this is included, but okay. And then Count of the Red Sea. Really not feeling this at all. It's like off-body model size, and I do think a Vampire Naval could look very good. We've had a Vampire Naval before, and it didn't look that great, but I feel like they could do a good Vampire Naval. Not that one. That's just goofy, but okay. Goofy items are nice sometimes. This one, no. Full Moon. For the furries, I guess. That one's for the furries. This one is just quite literally a black and white naval. You can't mess it up, and it's not really that appealing to me, but okay. I definitely see why some people would like that, though. Mortal, it's just no. Narwhal, it's off model. It looks weird. It's like too slim. This one's off model as well, but I could see people liking this, but yeah, kind of weird in a pirate chest. This one, the dripping ooze is not to my liking. The color custom of the ooze is alright. The armor itself is iffy. Noble, this one's okay. I think it's a little too colorful. This one's one of the better armors in the whole chest. Ornate Pirate, one of the ones I consider buying. but there's something about it that I'm just not really vibing with too much as well. This one's okay, but the floating fabric really ruins it. I'm gonna be completely 100%. If that floating fabric in the chest wasn't there, a lot better of an armor. Pirate Sally. I don't see how this is a pirate at all, other than maybe like the skull on the like shoulder there. I don't see pirate in this at all. Reversed ornate, that's just reversed to the other one. A Doom Captain again. This a lot of Shadow Scythe themed pirates. We've been seeing going through all the 10k chests. A lot of Shadow Scythe themed pirate sets. This one, it's okay. It's okay. I like this a little different than the naval design. Like the top half, like shoulders and chest area, kind of a cool design with the kind of like over robe type thing there. The next one, the Phantom. No, that one's just ugh. And then you got the vampire version of the old naval, made into a pirate captain, which is just whatever. It's really sad. So this is probably one of the worst chests we've had in quite a while. Period. A lot of like not great ideas and like just not great. Anyway, hey, I went over this recently, so throw us up on the thing. I don't really want to even look at it anymore. I will mention as a bit of positivity, there is another armor being added to it, the Kotaro one that didn't get finished in time for the chest, which is just spot on perfect for modern AQ worlds. That is being added at a later date, so could bump it up a little bit in the whole leaderboard here, but we're marking it as is because it is being sold as is right now. So this is a C. Is it a D tier? See, the 2017 one's so bad, but there was no expectations, and it was the first 10k chest. This one's so bad with all of this history of better. So it's kind of in context. I actually don't really feel it's better than the 2017 one. Let's not kid. But it's very bad. Like I really don't like it. So yeah, we're gonna put it down there, I think, for now, and in the D tier. Well, that's a pretty long video. If you watched the end, hey, I really appreciate it. You should comment down below and let me know that you got to the end. Comment the word. I don't know what word should you comment? Parrot, since like basically every chest had a parrot in it at some point, I imagine. So comment the word parrot or leave a little parrot emote in your comment, and I'll know you got to the end of this very long video tier listing all of these. So yeah, let me know if you change this around at all as well. Let me know your opinion. I like to read the takes in the comment section. I read every comment, by the way, so leave one. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And check out my video from yesterday if you haven't seen that. It's about how weird the AQ Worlds updates are recently, and how and my thoughts on like farming and stuff in the current AQ Worlds landscape. So check out that video if you haven't seen the last one from yesterday. And yeah, I'll see you next one. Peace.